Welcome to Bible Stories for Kids TV, where God's Words comes alive. In today's story, we'll meet a man who loved God so much he prayed every day. His name was Daniel, and when jealous men tried to stop him, they set a trap that led him straight into a den of hungry lions. But Daniel's faith in God would turn that night of danger into a miracle. Watch closely and see if you can spot the little white dove that appears in Daniel's story. Can you catch them all? Daniel stood in the darkness, lions pacing all around him. Their teeth gleamed, their claws scraped the stone floor, but not one touched him. How could this be? Let's go back to where it all began. This is Babylon, the heart of the great empire of the Medes and Persians. Babylon was one of the most powerful cities in the world, with walls so tall and wide that chariots could race across the top. Its markets overflowed with treasures from every nation, and its gates were painted with lions and dragons to show its strength. God's people had been taken from their home in Judah years earlier. Among them was Daniel, a wise, honest man who never stopped worshiping the God of Israel. Daniel had worked for kings before. Now, under King Darius, he was known for being wise, honest, and faithful to God. Daniel served the king faithfully, not for power, but because honoring God meant doing his best in all things. The king respected Daniel so much, he planned to make him ruler over the whole kingdom, second only to himself. King Darius said, "Daniel, you have proven faithful. I will set you over the whole kingdom." But not everyone was happy. Some officials were jealous. They muttered to each other in secret. But envy can be dangerous. The other officials searched for anything wrong in Daniel's work, a mistake, a lie. They said to themselves, "Daniel is too upright. We cannot find any fault in his work. We will never trap him unless it is about his God." And so the officials formed a plan, one that would test Daniel's faith and trick the king himself. The officials set out to the king's chamber at night to execute their plan. "O King Darius, live forever. Sign this decree. For 30 days, no one may pray to any god or man except you. Whoever disobeys will be thrown into the lion's den." The king hesitated, but at last he agreed, and the law was sealed with the royal stamp. In the empire of the Medes and Persians, once a law was sealed, not even the king could change it. Daniel heard the new law, but nothing could stop him from praying to God. "O Lord, you are my strength. Even in danger, I will serve you." 3 times a day he thanked God and asked for help. But the jealous officials were watching closely. They knew Daniel prayed every day, so they spied on him, waiting for the right moment. At last, when Daniel knelt in his upper room to pray, they rushed in to catch him. "Did you see our little dove friend again?" They dragged Daniel before the king. With voices full of accusation, they declared, "Daniel, one of the exiles from Judah, pays no attention to your decree. He prays to his God 3 times a day." King Darius was distressed. He valued Daniel.
But the law could not be undone.
What have I done? There must be a way to save Daniel. All night, the king tried to think of a way to save Daniel. But there was no way. May your God rescue you, Daniel. The stone was rolled in place and sealed with the king's ring. Daniel answered, "My God is with me." That night, the lions came close, but God sent his angel to shut their mouths. Daniel slept peacefully. All through the night, the king could not sleep. He paced the palace, refusing food and music, his heart heavy with worry. At the very first light of dawn, he rose quickly and ran toward the lion's den, desperate for an answer. "Daniel, has your God been able to rescue you from the lions?" "O king, live forever. My God sent his angel and shut the mouths of the lions. I am safe." Daniel was safe because he trusted God. The king was overjoyed. Daniel was lifted out of the den without a single scratch, because he had trusted in God. But the story did not end there. King Darius had seen with his own eyes what no man could deny. The God of Daniel is a living God, greater than the power of kings, and stronger than the law of the Medes and Persians. And the king declared before all the nations of his empire, "I issue a decree that in every part of my kingdom, people must honor the God of Daniel. For he is the living God, and he endures forever. For he is the living God who saves." Today, we may not face lions, but we may face pressure to hide our faith. Like Daniel, we can stand strong and trust God to protect us. King Darius saw the miracle and declared to the whole empire, "For he is the living God, and he endures forever. His kingdom will not be destroyed. His dominion will never end. He rescues and he saves." Daniel chapter 6, verses 26 to 27. Daniel's story reminds us that no matter how big the danger, God's kingdom is greater. He rescues, he saves, and he is with us always. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more amazing Bible stories every week.